Hi everyone, Mike here from Bikes by Mike with another cycling related video. I'm back in the garage to do a review on mountain bike shoes. I'll compare my newly unboxed Specialized S-Works Recon 7s with the previous version of the same shoe, the S-Works 6. Okay, let's get to it. This probably isn't a fair comparison as I'm doing a first impression on the Recon 7, while the S-Works 6 I've had the benefit of testing out for a couple of years. But I do have experience with both S-Works mountain bike and road shoes going back about 10 years. So I have a pretty good handle on how these shoes should fit and perform over time in different riding conditions. What I'll do is go through each of the shoe's components and do a side-by-side comparison of the Recon with the S-Works 6, talking about the similarities and differences between the two. At the end of this video, I'll summarize my review in a chart and provide my opinion on whether the Recon is a worthy upgrade of the S-Works 6, and I will also comment on whether this is the best XC race shoe on the market today. Starting with price, the Recon has an MSRP of 600 Canadian dollars, while the S-Works 6 is $450. Not an unusual price difference when comparing shoes of two different model years, but not insignificant either. Still, the S-Works 6 is a less expensive shoe, so it wins out based on price. Next, we have the upper fabric. Both use a Dyneema synthetic fabric in their construction. However, the older S-Works 6 uses a Outtake fiber, which the Recon uses what Specialized calls the Dyneema multi-layer mesh TPU. While the difference between the two is subtle, there is a difference. Both are flexible and compliant, but when you feel them and put them on your feet, you do notice that the Recons are just that little bit more soft and flexible compared to the fabric used in the S-Works 6. Don't get me wrong, both are super comfortable, but the Dyneema fabric used on the Recon is a marginal improvement over the 6. I would say there are two areas where Specialized beats out its competitions hands down. The choice of fabric is the first. Dyneema is made by a Netherlands-based company, DSM. Ah, yes. Now I finally understand what that logo stands for on the pro racing team. You learn something new every day. Dyneema is an ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene with some impressive qualities. It is resistant to corrosive chemicals, it's extremely resistant to abrasion, and has a very low rate of moisture absorption. Kevlar is the second strongest fiber in the world and 7 times stronger than steel. By comparison, Dyneema is 15 times stronger than steel, making it the world's strongest fiber. It is also light enough to float on water. So this is serious stuff. Kudos to Specialized for using the best of the best in the construction of these shoes. Having put in 3 solid years into my older pair of S-Works 6 shoes, I can say that Dyneema's claims are legit, especially with respect to abrasion resistance. Mountain bike shoes take so much more abuse than road shoes. I've used these heavily over the years, regularly smacking them against roots and rocks. I've never torn the fabric on any S-Works shoe with Dyneema, and I've barely ever recorded a scratch. I mean, look at this S-Works 6. How many other mountain bike shoes can hold up this well with 3 years of abuse? It's amazing how tough this fabric is. So while both shoes are constructed with top-notch Dyneema fabric, I have to give the edge to the Recons for being just that little bit more supple. Let's move on to the second area where I think Specialized beats out its competition comfortably: the sole. Both shoes are constructed with the same XC fat carbon plate rated with a stiffness index of 3.0. By comparison, my S-Works 7 road shoes have a stiffness rating of 15.0, which is like crazy stiff. But road shoes are typically built up to be stiffer than mountain bike shoes. You immediately notice how stiff these soles are as soon as you start riding or walking in them. Like they have no flex. They feel like a pure XC race shoe, but they are still quite comfortable for this style of shoe. Earlier this year, I rode with my S-Works 6 in an 8-hour solo race, and I didn't get numbness or hot spots at any time. Since both shoes use the same sole, it's a tie on this one. You may have noticed that my new Recons have Specialized stock insoles, while I've swapped out the insoles on the S-Works 6 with G8 orthotics. They provide superb comfort, extra support, and better performance. I'll do a future episode on those. It is worth talking about the toe box design on both these shoes. Looking at the exterior of these two shoes, you'll notice that the S-Works 6 does not have a reinforced toe box, while the Recon does. Now, given that the Dyneema fabric is so abrasive resistant, I'm not sure it needs to be a reinforced toe box, but it can't hurt. If nothing else, it adds a bit of shock protection in case you whack your toes on something hard. Inside the shoe, there is a noticeable difference. While my foot doesn't get squeezed in either shoe, the Recon is a bit more of a relaxed fit, where S-Works 6 is more form-fitting. I can see the Recon fitting a broader range of rider feet than the 6. That said, the S-Works 6 is more roomy than, say, the City brand, which will only fit riders with very narrow feet. So the S-Works Recon wins out as its toe box area is just a little more comfortable. Both shoes use a specialized padlock heel design, which really does work well to lock your foot into the shoe. Slippage is bad, really bad. Any slip in your foot will quickly lead to blisters. When it comes to heel design, these two shoes are tied. I would say Specialized has nailed the fit by providing a tight heel fit where you need it and roomy toe fit towards the toe area where you can get away with a bit more comfort. The dials on these two pairs of shoes are different. While both shoes come with BOA dials, the older S-Works 6 come with the S2 dial, while the newer Recon comes with the S3. This is a nice improvement as I really do not like the S2 dial. It is difficult to turn, and any amount of dirt or grit causes them to seize up. The S3 dials have a much smoother feel to them and aren't as prone to jamming. By the way, the S3s are also used on the Specialized S-Works road shoes. The S-Works Recon wins out big when it comes to dial choice. Finally, both shoes come with 2-bolt cleat layup, which is common for mountain bike shoes. Both fared just fine in this area. Weight-wise, both shoes are light and come in very close to their claimed weights. The S-Works 6 is advertised as weighing 270 grams per shoe for size 42, while my size 41.5 came in at 276 grams. The Recon has a claimed weight of 300 grams for size 42, while my size 41.5 came in at a stealth 292 grams. So good on Specialized for not exaggerating the weight claims. To me, a 16-gram weight difference isn't noticeable, so I'll rate them the same on weight. So there you have it, a comparison of the similarities and differences in both shoes. On paper, it's clear that the S-Works Recon 7 is improved over the S-Works 6. Okay, to wrap up this product review, it's time for my verdict. First, is this newer Specialized Recon so much better of a shoe to the S-Works 6 to justify the price difference? I'd say yes it is for 2 reasons. While both shoes use the super durable Dyneema fabric in the uppers, the one used in the Recon shoe is just that little bit more supple and comfortable as compared to the previous version. Also, the BOA S3 snap dials used on the Recon just work better than the older S2. Next to the question, are these the best XC race shoes on the market today? I can't say for sure, as I've only tried a few race shoes, but what I can say is that it'd be difficult to improve upon them. They are as comfortable a race shoe can be. They are even more durable than almost any other shoe out there, and they are super light. My only slight criticism of it is one I could direct at any other cycling shoe, that the stock insoles are too flimsy to provide maximum comfort and performance. I'd recommend that regardless of which shoe you go with, to consider investing in performance orthotic insoles. That's what I did, and it made a huge difference for me. So that concludes my review of the Specialized S-Works Recon 7 and S-Works 6 XC race shoes. I hope some of this has been helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please pass them along. That's all I got for today, folks. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you're not a subscriber to this channel, please subscribe, as it will allow me to produce more content for all of you. See you next time. Happy rolling.